A gem of a shave today on Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday. We're back from the TSC Con, which was a huge success. So we're back to our regular shaving. However, we're not going to do a straight shave today. I had promised everybody that I was going to do a shave with a very unique razor. Been around forever, but it is so unique that it requires a totally different technique on how you use it to use it successfully. We'll go over all the details of what we use today at the end as far as the soaps and aftershaves and stuff like that. But what I will say is that with this type of razor, you'll see that I'll spend a little bit more time on getting the soap perfect. And what I mean by that is not so much the cushion and the glide, which is extremely important with using this razor, but more importantly with this than any other razor is the slickness. Because if you stall this razor out, it can be a bad day. In fact, in most cases, this razor is more intimidating than a straight razor and a shavette. And it's all because of the technique that has to be used with this type of razor. So you'll notice the lather is a little bit thinner than I normally do, even for a straight razor, but it's extremely wet and extremely slick. So what razor are we talking about? Well, we're talking about a gem razor. Now, this is the Gem New, and the reason why it's a new is it's got this little thumb hole holder on it, which is kind of cool. But here's the unique thing about this razor. If you look at the blade gap, that's a lot of blade sticking out there. Now, the Gem blades, which this has got one in it, are very, very stiff. Very, very stiff blades. They do not flex. So with that being said, the whole innovation behind this was if you see this right here, this area right here, that is supposed to be flat up against your face. So if you hold the razor correctly at the right angle and you keep that to your face, you just use it that way. Now, here is the difference. You hear me preach all the time about locking your wrist. Even with a straight razor, a DE razor, an SE razor, or even a straight razor. However, with this, having to keep this on the face. Now, that's another thing is I will usually add just a tad of shave oil to the plate, so you don't want to stall. That's why things need to be very, very, very slick as far as the soap is concerned. But you're going to use because obviously the face is not flat, so how can you keep this flat up against your face with not adjusting your wrist? So that's what we're going to do today. So basically, with the Gem style razors, is these are very intimidating because they are also like a meat slicer, and they really are. And there's a lot of people, a lot of my friends that say, oh, no, 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 because you can get injured real bad because it doesn't give you a deep cut, but it'll fillet you. And that can be crazy. So what you want to do is find out your starting point. And you want to literally, because you've got this curvature here, but then you also have this flat part. You want that flat part up against your face. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the blade engage. And then just literally come down the face. But always conscious of that part of the blade cap to be on your face. Now here, in this section, you don't really have to worry about, in other words, you can lock your wrist, lock your elbow, and use your shoulder as the fulcrum. However, where it gets crazy is in here. So still, again, keeping it right up against the face. And then rotate your wrist to keep that blade on your face. Same thing when you're doing this, and just make sure that that blade is right up against your face. And then, like I said, when you get into the curve areas, you're gonna have to adjust your wrist by rotating just to make sure you can maintain contact with your face. That way you don't have to worry because it's at the right pitch, the right angle to do that. But you always want to make sure that this area is very slick, because if you stall the blade, it can be a bad day. And you'll get to the point where you will get better with this as time goes by, but you want to take it real slow. So what I'll do, like especially in the chin area, I'll just rotate my wrist to maintain that top cap staying right up against your face. And that's really the biggest mistake that people make, is they'll rotate the razor rather than just letting your wrist rotate the blade, so you can keep that cap. Now, when you do this, obviously on your lip, that's not going to work. So really on your lip, you have to come at an angle. So as I said, it's a totally different technique. Now, you can rotate it a little bit to get into the plenum underneath the nose, but be real careful because it will catch and do that. So with the grain pass is not that bad. It's when you start getting into the across the grain that, you know, the curvature of your face and stuff comes into play here. And as I said, you want the soap to be super, super wet. And because that'll maintain that slickness. And you only have to add the shave oil once because it'll give some residual amount on that. But again, make sure and what I really love about this gem is it does have that thumb protector there. Again, especially here, you're going to have to rotate your wrist to keep that up against your face. Now here, at the jawline, you're still going to ride that edge. But you're going to rotate your wrist to make sure that that cap stays there. And with this razor, you know how normally you would take short strokes? You can do that, but I find that I get better results and much easier to concentrate to keep the top cap on the face. If I just take the long strokes. Again, just making sure that you concentrate on keeping that top cap right up against the face. And riding that, and you can feel it. And if you get off whack a little bit, you can actually feel it rotating and you can adjust it accordingly. You've heard me talk a lot about CV Helgestrand and how stiff those blades are. This is very equivalent. But if you've not tried a gem style razor, and you can find them, there's aftermarket versions. The Blackland has a saber, which I have not tried. You have the Ever-Ready razors, and you can find them fairly inexpensively. But definitely try it. You know, it's one other thing to, you know, to put in your arsenal. Now, where it gets funky is when you're going opposite, because you still want to have that up against your face, but you're going to have to adjust your wrist accordingly for the curvature of your face going up. And this is where most gem style injuries occur, is going, which for some is against the grain. This is my across the grain pass. And just like a straight razor, follow through. You will find that there's a little bit more cleanup with these type of razors, but it's a different style of cleanup. You're not going to do a lot of buffing. You're just going to start repeating and maybe doing some short strokes. But a lot of times, if you do it right, you don't need to. Like, for instance, most everybody knows I've got some issues around my neck area. With this, I don't. Also, if you have any moles on your face, this will take them off. Now, in the chin area, depending on how much, you know, if you have a dimple or anything else, this is where you can get injured too. So you, like, again, you have to use your wrist to adjust. And if you feel that you're going to stall the blade, back off of it. Come back. Wet the head of the razor and come from there. Now, for against the grain doing the fool's pass, you come at an angle this way. But be careful, because this blade's long enough that you can catch the corner of your lip. But the biggest thing to remember is just make sure that that top cap is right up against your face. And you can, you know, and I miss a lot. But even if I'm doing a cleanup pass, I'm making sure that that is right up against my face. And you can get good shaves. You'll get used to it. And they can really provide a nice, smooth shave. With similar results to a straight, but it's a whole different technique. And you want to make sure that that you have that technique down and practice it. And the neat thing about these razors is the blade itself catches in those things. You close it up and it seats the blade so it's solid. So again, if you can get yourself a hold of a Gem New or a Sabre or any one of the Gem style blades, they're a blast to shave with. And if you like, and now we're talking about, if you like the subject matter that you see here on the channel, why don't you come and join us at The Shaving Cadre? That's www.theshavingcadre.com. Everything in threads and discussions all about shaving, but there's a lot more. We've got threads about sports. We've got threads about cigars. We've got threads about, you name it. It's really a family-friendly forum, so please stop on by. Once again, www.theshavingcadre.com. And if you like kind of a live talk show format, come and join us at Drinks and Dave's every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific. Okay, our Witch Hazel today, we are going to be using CBL's Litsea Cubeba. So a really nice shave. I would definitely call this BBS. Not quite DS BBS, because I didn't play around too much with the cleanup, because when I've done that with these style razors, the results aren't exactly the greatest. So again, our razor today was the Gem New. And the reason why it's called the New is it's got this thumb or finger holder, pinky holder, and it allows you to really pivot the razor if you need to. But like I said, you're going to use your wrist a lot more when using this type of razor. The brush today is a Paladin Neptune Clio, you know, with the cartouche in the back. Just a beautiful, beautiful brush. And then the soap we use today, and again, you want to make sure your soap is very, very slick, very, very wet when you're using that. But what we used today was Noble Otter Jack. And this is a wonderful pine and gin style. So you've got, you know, just wonderful juniper fragrance to it. And we're also going to be using the Jack aftershave. So if you've been thinking about a Gem style razor, I do not, like I said, I don't know how to have the one from Blackland. I've thought about getting it, and I think they're sunsetting it. I may be wrong there. But find yourself a Gem. They're inexpensive. Take the time to learn how to use it. Again, keeping that right up against your face, because that'll give you the perfect angle. Because if it's right up against your face, that's your angle. The blade is set, and you're in good shape. The talc we're going to be using today is the Unobtainium. That's right, Penhaligon's English Fern. Don't use it very often because I'm stupid and I want to save it for a rainy day, which is also dumb. Because if you never use it, you never use it. So, anyway, that's it for the shave today, folks. It's good to be back. Like I said, come and join us. Take care, and try a Gem style razor. I think you'll really, really enjoy it. I'm Barber Dave. This has been Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Sunday, and we'll see you again tomorrow for an actual straight shave. Take care.